with his Medal of Honor.
Wow.
And let's see here.
So you said you were the best man at his wedding?
Yes, I was still overseas, so his wife Ruby's father stood in for me. And here he is with President Truman receiving the Medal of Honor.
It's incredible. Huh.
And here's the other picture.
Oh, wow. Is that signed by him right there?
Huh?
That's his signature right there?
Yes, I can't read it. I think it's to my wife and me.
Betty and Bud. Wow.
Is it to Betty and Bud?
Yep, to Betty and Bud.
Yeah. And here's the ship they named after him.
Oh, wow.
They just christened it.
Wow. That's incredible. That's a huge honor.
It's called Herschel Woody Williams. That's his nickname, Woody.
Wow.
And here is, we have a lady here that was, when they bombed Hiroshima, the Enola Gay, and here are the pilots and the bombardier and the navigator and their autographs.
Wow. Huh, that's incredible.
Yeah.
Where did you run into those guys?
I went and stayed with Woody at Wichita Falls, Texas, at the Iwo Jima survivors. They have a meeting every year, and I stayed in his room.
Wow. Huh.
I was treated like royal.
Oh, I bet.
Yeah, I was treated like royal.
Incredible. Huh. Huh. So when did you ship out for overseas?
I don't remember the date.
Did you go to, so you said you went to Guadalcanal first, or you went to New Caledonia, you said, right?
New Caledonia.
Okay.
It's a place, French, and there's leprosies there.
Really? Huh.
Well, I just feel sorry for them, you know.
Yeah.
But we didn't do much there, except after they left, we trained jumping off of trucks and rolling for a parachute jump. If we were going to get hurt, we were going to do it when we jumped. That's what they told us.
Oh, interesting. Huh. So then you went to Guadalcanal?
Yeah.
What was Guadalcanal like?
A lot of jungle, headhunters. They had bones in their nose. Strong. They were strong guys. They could pick up an oil drum. Boy, they were. And if you wanted a head, they could bring you a head, a shrunken head. I didn't want one. I don't know why anybody would.
No, I don't either. Were there any Japanese holdouts still on the island at that time? Or
if there was, they were scared because the headhunters would track them down.
Wow.
Yeah.
So is it from Guadalcanal you went to Guam?
Right. We fought on Guam.
Mm-hmm. Do you remember what the ship ride from Guadalcanal to Guam was like?
I can't remember what it was like. Mm-hmm. I know I know one. I don't know if we were going to Guam or Iwo Jima when the ship stopped and we were allowed to swim on this little island. Like, I know I was swimming in a big manta ray, swam over the top, and it got dark under the water. It wasn't scary, but it was exciting. But we had a few beers there.
Just in the middle of the Pacific?
Yeah, but I don't remember if it was on the way to Guam or on the way to Iwo Jima. I just don't remember now.
Did you land on D-Day on Guam? Did you land with the first crew that went in?
I'm not sure of that either.
Can you tell me about that landing, what you remember going in on the landing craft?
Well, we went in on the landing craft, and I know there was a cliff there with a anti-aircraft gun on tracks. It would come out. It could come out and shoot and go back under in the cliff, and I know it was full of sake, and also it was full of octopus, pickled octopus, really good tasting. I didn't drink the sake, I didn't drink, but I had some of the pickled octopus. That was good. But we had to I know the Japanese, I'm trying to remember different things, but I know the Japanese were on this hill, and below them was a hospital tent with our doctors working on wounded. And we had to go up this hill, and it was completely brush, and you couldn't climb up it hardly, and they were rolling hand grenades down, and a guy named Kubu from Jersey got his foot blown off, and I finally got a hold of him a few years back, several years back. He lived in Jersey, and he was a starter at a golf course. Yeah. He didn't remember me, but I remembered him, because when he went down the hill, he says, "I'm going home." Anyway, I remember that, but I couldn't get up that hill with my machine gun, so I crawled back down, and I told two other guys, I said, "I'm going to find a way up this hill." And I found this little trail, and I said, "You guys want to follow me?" And they said, "Yeah." So I carried my machine gun up the hill, and we went right up on top and opened fire, and they scattered off the hill, what was left of them. And there was an article in the Herald paper, and it said that I had killed so many Japanese, but I don't know who would have went out and counted them. I think that's mostly baloney. You don't go out counting, the enemy, and I'm sure they don't count you. Anyway, but that article was in the paper. My son's got the article somewhere. I don't have one.
Is that the first time you ever fired at the Japanese?
Yeah, it was.
How did that make?
I'm pretty sure it was.
Did you have any hesitations in shooting the Japanese?
No. But I was told by my sergeant that another sergeant shot a Japanese right behind me that was going to shoot me. When I got up to the top of that hill, he was behind me in the brush and I didn't know it. Sergeant Wallace Gregory told me that that this guy saved my life.
And you had no idea this went on behind you?
No, I didn't find this out until several years ago when Sergeant Wallace told me about it. And Sergeant Wallace was one of the best sergeants I ever had. We stayed friends until he passed away a few years ago.
What made him such a good sergeant?
He was a very confident man and calm, very calm, even under terrifying conditions. He was calm, and he also fought in Korea. Yeah.
So when you carried your machine gun, did you carry it on your shoulder, or were you carrying it like with a...
Just like a rifle at your hip, you know.
Did you have a glove for the heat, or was there like a baling wire handle?
I had a glove.
Glove.
But I think I held with a strap of empty ammunition belt.
So when you got up on this hill, on that trail, and started shooting, you were just shooting from the hip?
Yeah.
What kind of defensive positions were the Japanese in? Were they just in trenches?
Well, they were throwing hand grenades down the hill and into the doctor's area where they were operating.
Do you have any idea how many were there that you were firing at?
No.
Was it quite a few?
Not too many. I'm not sure, because they were scattered all over. They just went right off the back of the hill. And later on, we encountered them again, the same ones. And they had put me on a point where just me and my crew was there, and all the rest of the guys were about 50 yards behind us, and we were the only ones at the ravine where they were supposed to be coming down, and they came down that night, and I could hear them, but I couldn't see them. And to open fire, I would have had to raise the gun up, and they could have seen me in the silhouette. So I didn't want to do that. So I took the 2 hand grenades that the other 2 guys had, and I threw them, and neither one of them went off. And somebody said, "Well, you didn't pull a pin." I says, "Here's the pins." You know, I says, "Yeah, they just didn't go off." And but anyway, Sergeant Wallace Gregory and a squad went down this ravine, and the Japs, when they came around a bend, the Japs shot the one sergeant, and he went down, and he told the other guys not to come in and get him. Anyway, every time he tried to tell them not to come in, they would shoot him, but they didn't kill him, just shooting him, so he couldn't get up. And they kept that up until finally they just killed him. And then Sergeant Wallace and the other guys threw hand grenades in on them and killed the Japanese. Yeah.
Did that make you mad, them doing that?
I don't know. he told me what they did, and but I know it stayed with him for quite a while because of the other sergeant being so brave and giving his life for the other guys. If they'd have came in, they had a machine gun there too, the Japanese, and they would have killed them. So he saved their lives and gave his own life for them. I don't know if he ever got a medal for it or not. I never did find that out. He should have.
Yeah. So to go back a little bit, I mean, you said you came up on this hill and shot these Japanese. Were they just hiding in the brush, or were they dug into foxholes?
There weren't no foxholes.
So they were just kind of hiding in the brush up there?
Yeah. It was an open area on the top. They had cleared the... You know, somebody told me there was a fellow that was going to write a book about Woody, and he asked me, how many guys did you shoot? I says, how would I know? I thought it was a dumb question. Anyway, Woody fired him because he was wanting to exaggerate everything. And Woody said, I don't want any exaggerations, I want just the truth put out. Anyway.
So how far away were they from you, the Japanese?
Not very far. Not very far. I could throw a rock at them if I wanted to.
And you didn't get any decoration for that?
No, that was my job. The other guys too, that was their job, to get up that hill, and everybody shoots Japanese. The riflemen, everybody's shooting, you know, and you don't give everybody a decoration. That's a normal thing. Now, like George Klavatsky, he died the first day on Iwo Jima. George was a man that worked in the mines. He was my age. And he was the kind of guy that was going to charge. I just knew, I figured George would get killed or be a hero. I figured he would be. I never had any idea what he did or nothing, but he died charging probably a machine gun, and he got the Bronze Star for it.
Did you see that happen?
No, his family told me. I looked them up in the phone book, and they had moved from West Virginia all over Texas and back east and all over, and I got a hold of every one of them just because of the way the name was spelled. And I hit it the first time I called. And I called one brother, and I got the son. And the son told his dad, and he got a hold of me. Anyway, we stayed friends, and the one that had the son, he moved and built a house in Texas, and he died when it was finished. He just sitting in a chair and he died. His wife called me and told me. Klavatsky family.
Klavatsky.
Sisters and brothers.
Huh.
But they were all excited to find out. They said I was the only one that had ever contacted them. Nobody in the Marine Corps or nothing ever contacted them.
Wow. I bet that meant the world to them.
It did.
It meant a lot.
We were very close friends after that.
That's incredible.
Yeah. I sent him all the pictures I had. Phil Cohen had taken, what do they call it when you got a bunch of faces in one coloscopy, or
Like a collage.
a collage?
Yeah.
Yeah. Sent a picture of that with George in it, Woody and myself and Phil Cohen. All four of us was in that picture. Yeah.
Incredible.
And I told him about George boxing. He boxed also.
Did you ever box him?
Yeah, I did.
Could you take him?
I took him. That's how I got the main event. But George was good. He was a wild man. And he was strong. He was a miner, worked in the mines.
To go back again, so when you were up on this hill with this machine gun, how many guys were with you then?
2.
Just 2?